Hey everybody, welcome to the Loner Spoilercast. We're discussing Loki, and what is it? Episode 5? Is that what we're on?
4.
4. Or
It's 4.
Is it 4?
This is 4. Yeah. Episode
Jesus,
4.
dude. I feel like this season, it's been so long, but I want more of it.
I feel like it's been very short. Yeah, I feel like they've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time.
So, the issue I was having with the last ones, with the last 3, I guess, was like they were setting things up, and it's just like you don't get an answer. You just have more questions. In this one, they just knocked over most of the questions, and it's like, okay, this is pretty fucking cool. Like,
yeah.
The TVA's falling apart. We know who Lady Loki is, kind of more about her backstory. We know who the people working at the TVA is. We know who the 3 people are, the 3 timekeepers, and it's like,
But it left you with enough questions to be like, I want to know more. I need to know more.
Absolutely.
I agree. What do you think of this episode? Like on the whole, what'd you think?
I like this one the most, I think. Yes. Story-wise, I like this the most. Dialogue-wise, I like the second one the most.
I think I'm with you. Like, I think I like this one the most out of all of them. And I'm just blown away looking at these IGN reviews that are like giving it a 5. Like, what?
I keep seeing that too. I keep seeing that online. It's like, oh, they lost it with Loki, and I'm like, dude, no, this is something different. I fucking love,
and it's like,
I fucking love this. That's all it is. That's all anything.
I guess they want more high octane action, which we got some of that. We got some of that. There was a cool little action piece, although I will say the cinematography is pretty weak. Just like the last episode where I thought like the fight scene was pretty lame. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like that's the draw of this show at all. I feel like it's the dialogue.
If you want that shit, go watch Falcon Winter Soldier. Like, there's plenty of that in Falcon Winter. This is a different show that does something completely different, and it's so good. It's so good at what it does, and it's just like it's not going flashy. We've seen that with like the shitty CGI and like I don't know if, speaking of the shitty CGI, I don't know if the timekeepers were CG or if they were actual animatronics.
I don't know either.
I have no idea, because then it rolls off and then you see like the flesh part, and I'm like, was that CG? Because it looked really bad for CG. But then it's like, but it could be animatronic, and then it looked really bad for animatronic, but also really good at the same time, you know?
That whole sequence was so bizarre. Like, just seeing them, and they looked fucking horrible. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, they looked so bad.
But then like when they turned out to be animatronics, I'm like, okay, all right. And like, dude, I mean, I pretty much called it from the beginning of the show. I'm like, it's gonna be like the Wizard of Oz, and it felt like the Wizard of Oz too, didn't it?
Sure did. It sure did.
It felt like the Wizard of Oz. To go back to your point you were making before, where like this show is totally different. I think like the 70s, 80s aesthetic that they have at the TVA is like so perfect, because I feel like
so fucking well.
I feel like this show feels like a 70s, 80s like crime drama.
Like a sci-fi crime,
It's a lot of like dialogue, not even sci-fi. It feels like a cop drama from like the late 70s, early 80s, where they're just like a lot of dialogue. They're walking next to each other, like, what's going on, Haas? Or like, let me in there, let me interview him, dude. Let me in there. You know, like that's what it feels like. That's you know, I really like that. I really appreciate that at the beginning of the episode, Owen Wilson said, "How?" I really appreciated that. It felt, you know.
When they're talking about subject 16 or whatever her name was,
and he goes, "How?" It felt like a wow without saying wow. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. Dude, I don't know, the way it's all like all the dominoes are falling in place is like, wow, this is something. They set something up really well. I almost said really wow.
Really wow. Wow, it's crazy.
They set something up really well, and that's just laying down perfectly, I feel like. Because like every TVA agent is a what do they call, a variant? It's like, that's of course they are. And I'm like, oh, this bitch who like runs and like communicates with uh, the timekeepers. She's in on it. She knows it. And then sure enough, like later in the episode, they're like, yeah, she's in on it. She knows it. She actually like killed or sent away the
A,
other
a
person, which you learn.
little predictable, but
Yeah, but
you know.
it's a fucking Marvel movie. But what the weird thing that they did that I don't know if I agree with just quite yet is that the sticks don't actually kill people. Like
Yeah,
pruning somebody doesn't actually like disintegrate them. So I
yeah.
don't. It makes me think they're not actually
So
where they think they are.
I
You know?
wonder about this, just to bring that up. Like obviously I thought first of all, like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. Wow. Like it was crazy that they
Wow.
decided to kill Owen Wilson. I was like,
Oh my
holy
god,
shit, they
that
just
threw
fucking
me
killed
off,
him.
dude. That threw me off so much. He's just like,
And
I
I'm
want to
like,
go back to where I was, and then she just fucking offs him, and
I'm
he
like,
didn't
that's
even like fight it. He was just like, yeah, all right,
yeah, and that's like a crazy send off, and I really appreciated it. I'm like, dude, they're just committing to it. Like they're just
yeah,
killing him off. And then they killed Loki too, and I'm like, holy fuck, they just killed Loki, and now the
yeah,
show is gonna be about Sylvie as Loki, and
right,
I was like, I called it. This is to recast Tom Hiddleston,
yeah.
and
But
but
then you get the
the
end credit.
the end credit teaser is like, well, here he is. But here's my thought, maybe, is like the only way to really kill these people without creating a branching timeline is to send them to one of those like end of the scenario, end of the line, like a doomsday thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Um,
You just send them to a dooms like a world-ending
yeah, event.
catastrophe.
So then it won't create a time variant or whatever.
So
So
then
it
they
sends
die there.
yeah, so then they die in that apocalypse, right? So it sends them there, and then the Lokis at the end were like, "All right, we found you. Now let's get the fuck out of here quick." You know,
Yeah, that's
like
true,
yeah,
dude.
I go ahead.
The amount of Lokis that he like wakes up to is just I laughed out loud.
Horrible.
I really did. It was just like, oh my god. And then there's like a fucking crocodile with
With
horns,
the
and you're like, are you
horns.
fucking kidding me?
It's an
Are you kidding me
alligator.
right now?
It's an
It's like
alligator Loki.
you gotta be fucking kidding me. Yeah, it I'm super excited. Like when I saw that and I'm like, of course he's not dead. They didn't kill him because it's Marvel and they you never know when you're gonna use a character again.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wakes up, but I was not expecting like 1600 other Lokis just to be like, we gotta go, guy. You gotta wake up quick, kind of
So,
thing.
fun thing about those Lokis, right? Okay, the old Loki, obviously in like that classic Loki comic book outfit, which is hilarious. He looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
He looks like Wanda and Vision in the Halloween episode. He looks fantastic. I love him.
hmm
The other dude with the hammer, I don't know much about him, but apparently there's something to do with the comics. Like there's a comic version of Loki that's like him. I don't really know. The one that's interesting is that kid, though, because that kid Loki has been part of the Young Avengers, which it seems
Oh.
like Marvel has been setting up this like Young Avengers thing, right? With now this kid Loki, and then they had Photon or whatever she goes by in
Oh.
WandaVision. There was somebody else, maybe the dude from Falcon and Winter Soldier, the one that's like, here, have the wings, like, just like the younger, unexperienced Avengers. So like, it does seem like they're setting up a sort of Young Avengers thing. So that's cool.
I don't know. I think you're reading a little too far
Maybe, yeah,
into
yeah,
it.
for sure, for sure.
Uh,
Alligator Loki, not to be seen anywhere in the comic books, though. Apparently,
Yeah, he's not like Spider Pig at
no.
all. Like he just wasn't. They just decided let's throw an alligator or a crocodile. I'm not sure which one. My
do,
bet's on
do you
crocodile because there are more crocodiles than there are alligators.
do
So
you think he's just an alligator and the kid's like, let's put horns on him because he's cute?
he just fucking picked him up and went and put horns on him.
Yeah, it's like
I don't
it's just
know,
my pet and he's cute and I put horns on him. I don't know.
dude. I feel like the point. I'm just jumping all around because this episode was like a huge clusterfuck.
Yeah.
But the point where where she's like, they're animatronics, or what are they?
Androids.
Androids. They're androids,
Yeah.
mindless androids. And she's like, what are we gonna do now? It's like, well, I know what I would do. I would just go down the hall of the TVA and freaking enchant everybody so that they like remember shit, and then they can tell you how they got there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But they may not know. None of them may know.
but the black lady, the I forget what her name is. She doesn't really have a name.
It was like B16 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like super grateful that like once she started getting her memories back,
Sure.
and even the girl that like lost her mind,
And Owen Wilson too. But,
right?
But like he didn't know, you know.
Well, he didn't know now, but he's not enchanted. Even he just knows that there's something else.
Right.
He's just taking a leap of faith. Really,
they remember their past, but they're like, we don't know how we got here. They still didn't know where they got here, but they had memories of their past.
Right.
At least that was the impression I got. Was like, even after being enchanted, they remembered their past, but they didn't know.
Well, I mean, they didn't show that they knew how. Like that's I don't know. That's what I would do. Where she's like, "What's next?" I'm like, "Well, you got all these people to enchant. You know, you just walk back out the other door."
The B16 lady or whatever her name was, I don't remember. But I thought the way they played her was really well. They did it really well because like I couldn't tell if she was just gonna be like a loyal henchman or if she was gonna do the heel
flop.
turn.
Yeah, for sure.
And they played it so well that when it happened, I'm like, nice. I didn't really see that. I didn't really see that coming. Like,
yeah, but it totally makes sense.
Yeah, and it worked really well. But you could have called it for sure, but like I didn't call it. You know,
right? Because right at the beginning, she's like a total bitch. You know, she's just like,
exactly.
Get rid of these people, get rid of these variants.
She
They're
feels
terrible.
like your typical like henchman, like by your side, ride or die. You know,
like freaking Phasma from Star Wars
or Squidward from Endgame or Infinity War. Remember?
Squidward?
Remember the long lanky dude in Infinity War, and he's like, "Calm down, Squidward." Remember Iron Man?
No,
at the beginning of the movie,
I don't remember that.
And then Iron Man goes, and like his jacket turns into.
Oh yeah, the guy who can like move matter and pierce people. Yeah, okay.
But that's like your typical. Like, that's your ride or die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the guy who's like obviously evil and he's like a scientist.
You thought she was gonna be Phasma, but she turned out to be Hux.
Right, yeah. Oh god. But Hux is such a bad heel though.
Yeah, for sure.
He's such a bad heel. No, I fucking love this one. I really do.
It kept me interested. Like I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next week. And like this was like a great culmination, right? Because like the last one, I'm like, I like the chemistry between the two of the Lokis, but I wished it was Owen Wilson, and this was the perfect blend of getting both of, like Tom Hiddleston just has perfect chemistry with both of these people.
Yeah,
and like I loved the line where he's like, "Yeah, you fell in love with yourself. You are the biggest narcissist."
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But like honestly, she cute as fuck.
She is.
She cute as fuck. I'd fall in love with that bitch. I mean, I'd fall in love with that nice lady.
That nice lady. But she is
that
Loki.
Nice lady.
She's Loki.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but I don't mean to call nobody a bitch. I'd call you a bitch.
It's weird.
No, but
I thought the backstory was a little strange that she was so young. Maybe they could have played her up a little bit older.
See, no, but that's interesting.
You'd think she'd be a lot dumber, right? She'd kind of walk around like "Hatoy" because she didn't go to school. You know?
No,
because she was a kid.
She's a fucking princess or whatever.
But she was like 7 years old or 8 years old when she was grabbed. So she'd have the intellect of an 8-year-old. So she would be pretty dumb.
But you grow up real quick only living in Armageddon's though.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I mean, just as far as her like grammar and stuff, I'm not saying she wouldn't like understand the things that she knows, like the blocky thing that Mobius steals or whatever.
Right, right,
But
right.
like, she'd probably be kind of dumb.
I don't know, man. I think you're looking too far into it.
I
But
guess,
what
yeah.
you were saying was she's like really young. I feel like that's a super important point because like at what point do they take you?
People are just
What
shooting
point
off
does
fireworks out here. What the hell?
dude, the freaking sun's won.
The
I
sun's,
bet you. The
yeah.
sun's won. I don't hear it on your end, but yeah, at what point do they take you? At what point does a deviation in the sacred timeline warrant the TVA coming and taking you? Because like, what did she do that was different?
Right. Well,
But
just
she
the
was a
fact that
girl,
maybe it was just the fact
obviously.
that she was a lady, but it takes a while for them to notice the deviation.
So what I think is like, I think there are multiple timelines that do the same thing. And like, say you have a dog Loki, right? It's fine as long as all the story kind of
Yeah.
is canon,
That dog
right? But
still
as
gets
soon,
stabbed by
right, by
by by
Thanos, yeah,
Thanos. Yeah.
by Thanos dog, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I
dog
mean.
Thanos.
That's what I mean. Like if it's just as long as it follows that same timeline, it doesn't matter if you're a Hulk or a girl or a dog, you know, it doesn't, I don't think it matters. But it brings up an interesting thing that where like at what point do they do the TVA come in? Because is it like, oh, there's a dog Loki, we gotta kill it. We gotta bring it back, I guess. Or is it like what I said, where it's just a timeline, and as long as it follows the timeline, it's pretty good, you
Well,
know?
and what does this mean for Gamora as well, who is like she's a variant now, right? Because if she's still alive in our universe,
You're gonna have to refresh my.
because in Endgame she comes with Thanos.
Oh, right,
Because
right,
she
right,
dies, but
and she
then
like sees herself,
the
yeah,
variant version of her comes
moves to this
and
timeline.
like
That's
kicks
right.
Peter in the nuts or whatever. But like, so like she's a variant too, right? And
Mhm.
so is the TVA like searching for her? Is this gonna lead into some of that stuff? And then I don't
I'm
know,
still
man.
I'm still standing by that the TVA is bullshit. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't actually exist. There's no like timeline.
So what
It's
is it
just like a
though?
front. It's probably like a prison of some sort, is what I'm guessing.
But
It's
for
probably
why?
like I don't know yet. A
Yeah.
sorcerer's prison. Dormammu is just fucking like fucking with people
You
or
think it's
something.
Dormammu? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. It could be like any sort of
Like,
sorcerer,
what would the
or you
purpose
know.
be? I don't know.
I don't know. Fucking should
Well,
be.
because
He has all those people under his control. You know.
even that one lady in Infinity War, or was it Endgame? I think it was Endgame. In Endgame, she's like, "This is the sacred timeline, and like, if you move the stones, it creates branching
Right.
things." So like, even
You're talking about the bald lady who trained Strange,
right,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever
And
her,
she's like, you're too early, or
yeah.
something like that when Hulk shows up.
But
Yeah.
like, even she buys into the branching stuff, right? So like,
Right.
so there has to be something, and this is obviously all going to lead into Doctor Strange somehow. It has to.
Absolutely. Yeah, it
It
has
has
to.
to.
There's no way. And I bet you like $5 that Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man, Far From Home, is going to involve the timeline or dimensions or
I
something
think
and lead it like right into like it'll
I
be like beat for beat, like
and
end Spider-Man, start Doctor Strange kind of
I
thing.
I also think this is going to be their way to like incorporate the Sony verse into the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Dude, I
because
hope.
Morbius, the trailer for Morbius
Right.
has the picture of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man on the wall in the trailer.
Really?
There's like the
But
mural of Tobey Maguire's.
That's a Sony project though, isn't
That's
it?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
But
saying. Like, I feel like now it's like this is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just a branching timeline.
no, Morbius is.
Not Mobius, Morbius.
Oh shit! Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay, Nick is leaving. Nick has left the stream because reasons. I don't know what's happening. I'm I'm
Oh,
concerned for his
oh,
health. What happened?
sorry, Amazon.
and
Just fucking with
9:30.
you. I know. I locked Danielle out on accident. I forgot that I
You
had
locked her.
turkeys. I locked her out. Yeah,
Oh, that's fucked.
that bitch deserved it. What were we? You're talking Mobius,
Morbius,
the Morbius,
the Jared
the
Leto movie.
the Jared Leto movie.
Correct.
Right. That's a Sony movie.
Correct.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is also a Sony movie.
Correct.
How does that say Disney?
Because
Disney
now they
Sony.
can say like it is connected, but through it's a branching timeline.
Oh, I see.
So like Sony Spider-Man, not really part of the MCU, which is the sacred timeline, but it's part of a branching timeline. So if they wanted to have a crossover, they could. But Sony can do whatever the fuck they want, doesn't affect the MCU, but they can have crossovers because they could go through dimensions or whatever.
Right, and probably the same thing with like Venom.
Right, because I'm pretty sure Venom's going to be part of the Morbius universe anyway. I'd have to assume.
I really hope Jared Leto does not do well in this one, and this Morbius just fucking tanks.
Why?
And they're just like, I don't like that guy, that cult leader. I just don't like that guy.
He is creepy. I agree. He is creepy. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Though, sometimes.
Sometimes he's a good actor. I haven't liked him recently.
That's
God, that was pretty good. That was pretty good, honestly.
That's my Jared Leto Joker laugh.
That was so fucking bad. That movie was so bad.
Yeah, so the branching timelines, I think leaves a lot of possibilities for them. I think it's a good move for them in the long term to keep this thing running. But the thing about it, though, Nicholas,
yes,
they're going to get a lot of movies out of this for sure. They're going to make a gazillion dollars off of this.
Oh yeah, movies, TV shows, animated series.
This could be the phase where Marvel jumps the shark, though, right? I mean,
yeah,
it could be the phase because they could knock all of these movies out of the park, and then everyone's going to be like, all right, there's just too much shit now. It's sort of like with Star Wars. It's like there's too much going on. I can't follow it. You know?
Well, the thing with Star Wars that makes it not nearly as good as Marvel right now is the fact that they totally just went all the canon stuff. It's not real. You know, just don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the books, this, and all that canon stuff. All that legend stuff is canon again because we just rewrote it in a different sentence.
I also think like Marvel has the benefit of being like the comic books are their own thing. They do what they want, and like the writers and the artists can have the freedom to do whatever the fuck they want, and it doesn't affect our movies at all. Whereas Star Wars, they wanted the comics, they wanted the books, all of that to be canon. They wanted it all to be connected. Where it's like maybe you just let the Star Wars comics kind of stand on their own. You know?
Right, yeah.
And
you just have the books. You have the books on their own.
And you could pull from them if you want, but like don't really connect them to the movies, but like people can tell their own like kind of iteration of Star Wars. That's so much better. What a weird tangent, but yeah.
No, you're totally right, because like you tell a story about something else not in the Skywalker series, the saga, and it's just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like Thrawn, that makes sense, right? You have like,
well, I mean, and that's what they're doing right now, right? With the
Mandalorian.
No. The comics that they're doing, the High Republic is what they're.
Oh, right.
That's the big thing. Right
yeah,
now.
That's like the old, in the past sort of stuff, and that's cool. Like I haven't read it.
Republic, yeah.
Yeah, old Republic.
Yeah, old Republic. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
I
Super
like
good episode.
I like this episode. When are we gonna see Steve Rogers?
We're not, dude. We're not gonna see Steve Rogers. I don't think this links up with anything
we have
in the past movies.
So here's a fun little thing. All right, keep it fun here. We keep it fun over here on Lonercast.
Keep it fun, keep it light.
So we haven't gotten like any real cameos from anyone, right?
No.
From the MCU proper. Like even in Falcon and Winter Soldier, we got Don Cheadle,
Oh, yeah, I guess he's not really a cameo. He just has like a couple of lines, and
that
he
is the
shows up.
that is the definition of a cameo.
But like
Uh,
he shows up and he talks about something, and then he like as a cameo. I always feel like a cameo is like, haha, that's funny, and then that's it. You know,
that
like
that that was kind of his thing there, though. It doesn't have to be a funny cameo every time. Sometimes it's just like it's a little cameo from a character there. I can look up the definition of cameo here, but
no, I get it, but like the way that what is the guy named Excelsior? What is his the guy that made fucking
Stanley,
Spider-Man?
Stanley.
Stanley. The way Stan Lee has like imprinted cameos in my brain is like, yeah, he's a background character that you're not really paying attention. He says one funny line and that's it. That's a cameo. You know, if you're gonna put a cameo in there, you have like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool going, "Oh my God, is that Spider-Man?" You know, and that's it. That's the whole thing that you have in there.
I look up cameo on Google, and there's just an image of Stanley. uh,
He was the king of them, right?
A cameo is a small character part in a play or movie played by a distinguished actor or celebrity.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a cameo. What Don Cheadle did was a cameo for sure. And the reason I bring that up is we haven't had any cameos from any actor or any MCU characters besides Loki. We had the little callbacks, I guess, to like the original Avengers event.
Yeah, but sort of.
But that was more just like, reused footage.
The reason I think we don't have that is because this isn't a real thing. That what they are in is not what they say they are in. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like they could be just in a mind prison that is Sylvie to begin with.
Could be.
Sylvie
I don't know.
is the mind prison that they're all in or whatever. Loki is just in a mind prison. I don't know. But
I don't have the answer, but it's just like I do not think it is what they say it is.
The question I'm bringing up to you is, do you think we're going to see any cameos in the next 2 episodes? By
Doctor Strange maybe.
Yeah. I feel like
or
Yang,
his like mentor, the bald lady,
or Yang, is that his name? Yang,
the Asian guy who's like the funny Asian guy from Doctor Strange. Yeah. Well, yeah, I could see anybody from like the Doctor Strange,
especially since we've seen him in the commercials for Shang-Chi, and he's fighting Abomination, which is cool callback.
Is he really?
Yeah, in the trailers.
I have not seen Shang.
Yeah, they just confirmed that big rocky monster that he's fighting is the Abomination, which is cool.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool.
Little callback. But yeah, maybe we see him. But what the one I really want,
Steve Rogers.
Give me Steve.
It's not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna happen.
Rogers, baby.
No, he's more of like a movie cameo.
Steve Rogers?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like I could see him in the next Spider-Man if it is a dimensional sort of situation. Or the dimensions of madness dimension.
True. That would make sense because then he'd be like, "Hey, Queens, what's up?" And then he's like, "Hey, Brooklyn." Yeah.
What the? Are we talking Miles Morales? Like what?
Remember in fucking Captain America: Civil War when he's like, "Hey, Queens, heads up." And
yeah. Okay.
Come on, man.
Come on, dude. It's been so long, and they keep pumping out the content, so we don't have the time to fucking rewatch these movies.
We should
have to fucking find Hulk somewhere rent.
We should throw one of those in one of these days.
We should.
Maybe next week.
Maybe.
Week after.
Maybe.
No, because that's the finale. Maybe just when the show ends, we'll do another one.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's
I loved it. I liked it a lot.
Me too. That's our tangent-filled episode of Spoilercast.
Loner Spoilercast.
Loki spoiler loner.
We gotta fucking figure this out, dude. No, we don't. I like it this way. I like it low key and relaxed.
This is like Lonercast, after dark,
After hours, yeah.
We got our champagne, we got our You know, got
Dude,
our
we should.
pole dancers in the back. Hey.
I don't see any.
Look at the figures. They're
Oh
ready.
yeah, you got Link, or sorry, Zelda with a sword, and then you got Nathan Drake right there.
Sexy.
Yeah, and then Geralt is right there. Right.
Sexy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
yeah,
that's
that's
the
it.
show.
I'm
Uh,
excited for next week.
Me too. Me too. Any predictions for next week?
I think that they're gonna show more. They're gonna answer more shit, and
Yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
discover like who is actually behind what is going on.
I think we're gonna
Or
get
it,
it.
like it'll spoil. It'll be like a hint at who is like
It's
actually.
Was it Agatha all along?
Oh no, I don't think so. Well, this is in the past, isn't it?
I mean they're jumping to future. This is anywhere, I guess, because they're like going to the future and the past, and
But like
they go
it's
to 20.
Loki.
They go to 2077 at one point in this fucking
Well,
show.
I
So
know, but it's like Loki from the past,
sure,
and then
but
he
like
sees his future, and then
any
he's like, but
this
yeah,
is still part of the chronological timeline. I would say like it's
we'll see. We'll see.
they went to
It
2077, dog.
it really depends on where he ends up at the end.
Yeah, I think he's gonna die at the end.
What? You think he's gonna die, and we're not gonna have Tom Hiddleston again?
Yeah, because okay, like this is an issue I do have with the Marvel universe. Is there is no finality. Like when someone dies, they don't die. And
Then they shouldn't.
I would
They
appreciate
shouldn't.
I disagree. I think they should because if they don't die, then there's no stakes. And if there's no stakes then what's the point?
It's not about that though. It's about
It's
like the
not even about the
characters.
gears.
It's not the Gear War of 1860. No, it's
Loki's died like 3 times. It's just
I
kind of
know.
like
And he brings it up in this episode. He's like, I've died so many fucking times, and I'm not going to do it again. You know, he's like, I'm used to dying. But I think if they killed any character other than the characters that have died, like Black Panther, it's cool to kill that character and start him over again because the actor died or whatever.
mhm.
But if they just kill a character and the actor's still alive and the actor's still willing to do it, um,
Like you
I don't.
really think they should bring back RDJ?
Yeah,
Like I think that like really takes away from that moment. Like
but no, no, because it could add to another moment. Like he may be dead in this timeline, right? But thinking in next new Spider-Man, Peter Parker's been through hell, right? Losing his mentor, fighting off Mysterio, getting his ass handed to him, and then going, I don't need Tony Stark anymore. And then what if in this next episode he goes to a different dimension and meets another fucking Tony Stark, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? You know how mind fucked
but
and
wouldn't it
like
be
deep
funnier?
that would be?
Wouldn't it be funnier and better if that Tony Stark was played by somebody else?
It,
Maybe
yeah. Okay, you're
maybe
right.
maybe
You're
Timothy
right.
Oliphant.
Or Tom Hanks.
I
But
think Timothy Oliphant would be a great.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Go ahead, look him up real quick. Look him up. Look up Timothy Oliphant.
Timothy
Timothy.
Oliphant. There he is. Okay. What's he look like? Oh, what did he play? Dude, he looks like I know who this is.
He's in The Mandalorian.
Is he the Mandalorian?
He's the cowboy guy in the first episode of season 2. The one that has the armor, if you remember.
Oh, yes. That's exactly. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
I could see that.
So he already has ties to Disney, and apparently, I just heard this the other day. He auditioned for Iron Man when RDJ. Come on, dude, that's way better than bringing back RDJ. Leave him dead. You can bring back the Iron Man character and mantle, but
you're
like
right.
leave Tony Stark dead, or that version of Tony Stark.
Right.
Like,
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So RDJ is gone and he's not in the thing anymore.
And
I
you can
feel like
have,
that's the same thing with Captain America. What is his name is?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. I feel like that's the same with Chris Evans. Like you don't necessarily bring him back unless you're doing like a prequel thing, but like there's gonna be another Iron Man. There's gonna be another Captain.
Yeah.
We already have another Captain
Right.
America, obviously,
Right.
but he's just kind of merged into one character.
Mhm.
But we actually have two new Captain Americas. Uh, because you got Sam, and then you got Joe, John something,
Walker.
John Walker. Thank you. Um,
But he's
yeah.
not
So,
Cap anymore.
but he
He's
was
he's the Patriot now.
right, which is Dark Cap,
Yeah.
Cap negative. Um, no, but you're right. You're right. Don't bring back RDJ, but keep the character. I feel like with Loki, he could die.
He's the easiest one
He's
because
he's the easiest because he
he's
can
a
die, and
shapeshifter.
you don't believe it. Like it's like, did he actually die? You know,
Yeah, yeah. But like the
like
way
he's
these
so easily retconned to out of death.
these are
You
like
know,
big emotional deaths though, like when he died to the hands of Thanos, or like when Gamora, like yeah, maybe you bring back Gamora as just the same actress, but like she's from a different dimension because I don't know. It's tough, man, because it's like, yeah, you want the stakes to be there, but you don't want to see the characters go away. So it is
right?
like a tough balance, but also I enjoy some stakes in my movies.
I get it, and I agree.
Like
But
if they
there are
brought
certain
back
situations
if they brought
where
back the original Quicksilver from Age of Ultron in WandaVision, I
I
would have
thought
been
you were
upset. I think
I
I would
thought
have
you
been
were saying
upset.
Silver Surfer. I'm like, what? What?
No, no, no. Quicksilver. Like if they brought him
Yeah.
back, Pietro, I would have flipped out. I would have been like, no one dies. It's just that no one dies. This is stupid.
Well, yeah, because you watch him die,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, you watch Loki die. Man gets stabbed.
But he's a Loki, though. Like, it's like Loki's just like, did he
And
really die,
we
though?
watched Natasha die too.
Did we, though?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that
They
one.
got the stone.
Like, that could be a trick.
She's dead.
I,
And that's why they're doing a prequel. I hope they keep her dead.
I mean, her character is kind of dumb. Honestly, Black Widow's kind of fucking dumb.
You're dumb, dude. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
She's like
Hawkeye's
a
dumb. Black Widow's dumb.
fuck you, dude.
Uh,
Fuck you.
that.
Hawkeye's like the coolest character, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You want to fucking fight?
He's got arrows and shit. Come on, dog.
That's- Yeah, man, he can shoot.
He's got arrows. He's got like a sword now too, and like the cool
and
side
like
buzz.
oh my god, I was gonna say like the lesbian side buzz. Like,
Come on, dude. That's a sick look.
not for him.
I think he rocks it, dude. It made me rock hard.
Oh, well, you're a lesbian,
A
so
little bit.
that's it for the Loner Spoilercast. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we had. This was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm super excited. 2 more episodes, right?
2 more.
2 more.
Subscribe.
Follow.
Like.
My phone just died. Like. Keep watching our show. We're almost at affiliate, please.
Listen. Love.
Love.
Laugh.
Thank you. Nice.